water. Let me go get my energy drink real quick. And I think we're actually live already. David Merriken, give an intro.
Welcome to the only podcast on tonight that you need to watch. You're surely a part of it. Transfer it, share it with your friends. Tell your family about it. Remember, the shitty way is never the way to pave the way to play today. You can do this again tomorrow or tomorrow. Welcome back to the only podcast that matters. What do we got today? We got hydration. Hydrate or die. Brought to you by your show's host, the only host. From coast to coast, we're kicking off the show with the most. Let's do this.
All right, very good intro.
Did I buy enough time? Have we?
Yeah,
have we effectively.
that's enough time.
Okay.
Let me see. Do I have my Wi-Fi on? Yes, I do.
Man.
Okay.
Maybe we can start this off being famous, being like, oh, well, I got like 3 shows in the works right now.
There we go.
Living the
All right,
dreams.
yeah, we're live on Instagram. We're also live on Twitch. All right, welcome to another episode of the UandGOdyssey Podcast. I'm your host, Uns, and unfortunately,
UandG
Gump.
Odyssey? It's not
Yeah.
Odyssey?
UandGOdyssey. Unfortunately, Gump is not here. He is sick.
Gump down.
Gump is down. He's down in the
Gumbo
count.
took him.
He said I got him sick, but I don't really recall
You
being
took
around
him to get the buffet food?
No, but it's funny because I did have buffet food 2 days ago.
Is it just me? You always feel like you're trying to beat the buffet.
As far as what?
Like you just, as soon as they say all you can eat, it's like, all right.
All right, I'll show these motherfuckers out.
Like, how much money are you willing to lose today?
Well, I never think that. I know that I can't eat that much. And not only that,
Smoking's bad, okay?
smoking is bad. Why do you say that? As you hit your vape?
Yeah. Trying to be a better influence for our young listeners. All the multitudes out there that are joining us.
That is a problem. I hear that's a huge problem that the youngsters are into vape because it's cool.
Yeah,
to
you
vape.
should never vape because it's cool. You
Well, I
should
mean, people
vape
used
quit
to.
smoking.
Kids used to get into cigarettes because they thought it was cool.
Oh yeah, pick up cigarette butts off the ground, live your life. You can get addicted today. Ha!
I think. I mean, regardless,
So I did.
kids are gonna do what they want to do.
Oh, for sure.
So
Well,
I don't know if I'd rather have them doing
regardless,
vape.
Kids
or
are
rather
gonna
have
do
them-
what you don't want them to do.
Yeah, they're gonna do what you don't want them to do.
Like what they want to do will consistently be what you don't want to have happen.
Give a good example.
Any example. Like
Any example.
Like authority loves 25 letters in the alphabet, but they hate the letter Y.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you
So
mean.
if you ever want to like make a rule and then kids will try not to follow said rule, at least some of them. Don't give him attention. Sit down. Yeah, punk, you've been weird all day.
That's Isaac.
Just made a sound on his jacket. Look how mad he is.
It's all
I
right,
didn't even
Isaac.
touch
It's all
you.
right.
You better calm down.
So let's you've been on the podcast already. I'm not really gonna give you that much of an intro. Everybody knows that you're a comic. At least everybody that's listened.
I don't know that I'm a comic.
Yeah, you
But
do.
sometimes-
Yeah,
okay.
you do.
Yeah. Doing the jokes and whatnot.
And you've been doing it for a long time, man. You're a pretty good veteran
Yeah, I do
in the
like
game.
4 or 5 years of this now.
So, what are you shaking for? Is it cold?
He's begging for attention.
Is it that or? I think all Chihuahuas have like some kind of serious.
Deep need for attention.
If you gave him Adderall, would he calm down? Is it Adderall that makes you calm down?
I've never
from the
really
jitters?
drugged up my dog.
I'm
to
but,
figure
like,
it out. Like,
but I'm
it's
wondering,
not on
like,
my list
if
of
it was,
things to do.
all you know how they're really jittery. Most Chihuahuas are really jittery and shaky.
Yeah.
If you gave them something to calm their nerve, would they just be all chill?
I don't know. I've tried no attempts at drugging said dog yet.
Yeah, don't. I mean,
Like,
it's just a theory.
By that same theory, like, could I give him cocaine? Would he just do awesome on cocaine? Just live his life?
I don't know about that one.
Or was a little
Novocaine.
heart pop instantly?
No, okay.
Like, just talking about like the smallest Mexican firework ever made.
Give them CBD.
CBD.
They make CBD for pets.
What? Yeah.
They do?
Like, all right, Dad's going on vacation for 3 days. You only get this one bowl of food. Here's some CBD.
Huh.
How sedated are they?
Yeah, I mean, what is that?
Relaxing.
You send them straight to a big ranch in the sky.
Is that for like plane rides?
That's horrible.
Or like
This
rides to the
podcast has
vet?
gone off the rails immediately.
It really
Talking
has.
about drugging the dogs instantly.
I don't think I have anything else for the intro other than that.
We were going to talk about some important shit today.
All right, we did have some topics you want to talk about.
I've written down topics that we
Let's talk
discussed
about
in
some
the
of
car.
these topics because they were interesting and I did hear them.
You want to start with? I want to start with what you were talking about earlier. You were talking about how our president is dumb.
Is that what I said?
That is almost verbatim what you said.
Okay, do you want me to repeat all of that?
As much as you feel confident with
All right.
on the UandGOdyssey podcast.
What you call it? The
UandGOdyssey.
What is that? I know I get
it's
the
amount of human goddessy
Un-
that I can. Goddessy. That's what I can read off the title right there.
Well, yeah, that does say UandGOdyssey. It's
See?
but
It's coming from a good
people
place.
know. People know it's U and G. Which remind me, Arun doesn't like it.
Arun?
Yeah, Arun thinks it's stupid.
Arun Goddessey?
No, Arun just thinks the name's dumb. He's like, why don't you just call it Uns and Gump? And I was like, I don't know, just UandGOdyssey sounds better. To me, at least. He doesn't like it. Like, it's dumb. You know, Arun's very, very forward about his opinions.
Alright. Well,
But
Arun's not here, so start with your little spiel.
all right, so yeah, but what I
You
heard,
get no background, people.
what I was listening to, what they were saying. What are you trying to do?
Slowly move the ball of death.
Oh, out of the
Out
I
of
guess
the
it's out of the
screens.
screen. A little bit. This thing's cool. I like that.
Is that your magic boomstick?
It's our mic. and it's our
E.T. of
robotic-
Doom.
That's our AI right there.
Ah.
That thing's gonna start moving and talking to me and listening to my conversations when I'm not.
You're my boy, Blue.
Not on.
I hope it's not an AI and it just doesn't come to life. I live in
It
this
watches you while you sleep. That was one of our topics. If you
That
don't
is
want to
one of our
start with the
topics. We're gonna talk
president,
about
you don't
that.
sound emphatic or forceful about the dumb president thing anymore.
I do.
All right, well, where's the vengeance?
All right. So here's the thing. Right. Apparently,
He was very emphatic on this.
Trump has been notified by the intelligence.
Has he though? If you don't read it, are you really notified?
Well, no, they told him. They're like, okay, look. They told him that his phone, his iPhone, is most certainly tapped and being listened to by the Chinese
People
spies.
are watching it.
Yeah, and he refuses to stop using his iPhone. But in their defense, what they're using as their defense is that, well, Trump, because he doesn't like to read, he doesn't like to go through. He doesn't like to read all the important shit that they put in front of him. That he really doesn't have anything important to say. So even if they were listening to him, they wouldn't get any kind of information out of it. So in other words, they're saying that our president.
So essentially, his communication is all rhetoric.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know what he's talking about, but
Do you think that'll bring the demise of the country to have useless rhetoric shafted around the world through conspiracy lines?
that just depends. Maybe they think that might be like the code word.
Useless rhetoric is the code word?
Like they're like thinking they're trying to find the code word to the master computer of the U.S. And it's like it's fake news. He uses it all the time.
Operation Mockingbird is in place. Let's go. Spew.
Yeah, so-
Copy the sounds of others until no other bird can stand to live here.
But that is
America.
insane, and like how, yeah, American. I mean, your name is perfect for who you are. Your last name, Merriken?
I feel like I've grown into it. It didn't start that well. More of just a state when I was younger. As we built up, I've become,
The state of American.
I've become the country of American much more effectively as a grown man. As a baby, I was just a county. Just trying to work my
Don't.
way.
Okay, just kill it right there. That's not going anywhere.
I'm gonna try that again. I'll probably write that down in a little bit. But,
well, if you can always just go back and listen to it. It's like, I don't remember exactly what I said. And just
I listened to the last one, and I was like, man, I didn't talk to Blue enough. Like,
to Blue.
The microphone.
Oh, you want to address
My
the people?
audibleness or my volume on stream is not projected in an artly and stately fashion.
Yeah, with the volume not, the sound not too well.
I don't know. I just felt like I was mumbling.
Oh,
I don't think it was a sound technician problem.
Yeah.
I think that I was like talking through my beard, being like burr 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 burr, and that's why we drug the dogs. Burr burr burr.
Drugs and dogs.
That's how my last one sounded to me.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of us in here, so I mean, when we're talking,
There was only one more person. It's not a significant difference. Like, there's one other person. All right, let's talk about the stuff we wanted to talk about. We need to focus this stream. We only have an hour. We're burning through uselessness.
We only have an hour?
We sound like we're getting tapped by the Chinese now.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Let's talk. Let's keep talking about the whole presidency. Do you think do you think he's going to be impeached?
No.
Not at all.
They already know everything about him. They already kicked him out.
They haven't said everything. Like they haven't gone through.
They would have. Look, they have tried so hard to say everything at this point. He's like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. I figure the same stuff's going to happen. He's already been investigated. Like, if they had more stuff about Trump, they would be telling us more stuff about Trump. They've been trying to kick him out from the beginning.
Do you think the Democrats will vote to have him release his tax information? Because with Nancy Pelosi, she can do that.
All right, here I guess is a more pertinent question to you. Is that just the soap opera of politics, or is that actually useful information at this point?
Man, it really just depends on what's on there. Because what if he shows that he was getting payments?
Let's say he cheated the tax system, which is an external system that collects revenue.
Well,
from
I'm not
people.
worried about what
Like-
he did with as far as.
Let's say that goes all the way to fruition. Like, he
Yeah.
fucking never paid a dime.
Yeah. Well,
Not
what
a
I'm saying is like, what if it shows that he got money from a corporation that leads back to being owned by, like, let's just say some Russians or even like Iran or something like that? Because he's been building. He's building.
But was he president when it was happening, or was he political or representing constituents? Like,
Maybe.
or was he just a businessman? Are we allowed to do business with other countries?
Huh. That's a very good question.
So what exactly are they going to prove that, like, 10 years ago, before he ever announced or had any intentions of running for presidency, he mentioned his handsiness around a certain area? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want those P tapes to be true though. I just want to know that they're out
I
there.
do think that's funny. The lady that brought that up actually has a video of her getting pissed on.
Yeah, I hope that's real, and I hope someday
There's
it comes
that's
out.
real. Like,
I don't want to
like,
see it. I just want
No,
people to
they're,
talk about it.
I watched this the other day. It was like Chelsea Handler got peed on off of a boat by like Jason Biggs or something, and she's the first one that came up with the Trump getting peed on. So like, she who felt it dealt it
Type of thing.
Yeah,
She got peed on by Jason Biggs,
Yeah.
the American Pie guy.
yeah. He's
Oh,
always
that's
been crazy
awful.
with like a big enough dick to show off, I guess. And so Jason Biggs has been cool.
But is Jason Biggs like the dorkiest? I don't know.
To be that much of a dork and stay famous,
Oh, he was for a while there.
probably well hung dork.
I think he did
throwing
way.
things out there.
I think he was way funnier
Help you.
in
In Hollywood, it seems to be big tits and an aggressively
Did you ever
feigning
see,
chicken.
that
No.
movie.
Just really a lot of rooster to go around, you know? Wakes the crowd up in the morning. Just really.
Did you ever see that movie? Saving Silverman.
Yeah, actually, I love that movie.
Yeah,
That's
that
Jack
was like-
Black and Jason Biggs, and then I know her name. I'm gonna feel bad. I suck with actresses and actors, but
I don't know, but she was pretty hot. The dark one, the girlfriend. That was
no,
bad.
like the kind of sarcastic girlfriend. that
Yeah.
ends up- yeah. And
I don't know her name at all, but
then it's got like the. Oh man,
I had that old sergeant guy who died. That sucks. He was hilarious. The guy from Full Metal Jacket. You know.
I'm looking up the IMDb.
Oh. I got something in my eye. I'm fucking going black.
Oh, that's a fun one. I was talking about that earlier today. So like,
See what?
There should be eye drops with that.
I feel like I got
so
hair or something.
so
in
we
my
were
eye.
watching something.
That's
I'll
alright.
let you finish your eye jobs.
No, go for it. Keep
Yeah,
going.
look, vision is important on the podcast. They need to be able to see that you can see them, and that's really what we're going for.
Yeah, I guess
Just
so.
a quality, interactive vision. So do you want to dive into the AI stuff, or you want to like leave that alone?
No,
Yeah, this is
we
a
can
fun one.
dive into it.
You can join in from the background if you want, but no face on camera. There will be none of that shit.
What is that?
Don't even get your things up. Like put
It's a
your
little cat. Like a wire protector. My friend got it for me for Christmas.
It's called
Interesting.
Pussy on the Line.
I guess so.
I don't know, it's my little buddy. Sometimes I get lonely when
What's
I
That's what happens when you're a famous rapper and you come to town.
You get pussy on the line?
Yeah.
They're like
I'm a
phone
famous
line?
rapper, so.
Okay, so let's talk about AI.
Artificial intelligence. At the rate that it's increasing, I
Yeah.
mean, like, I was watching Elon Musk talk to Joe Rogan, and I'm probably much closer to Joe Rogan as far as, like, understanding or intelligence level on this goes.
Okay.
But his defeatist acceptance of AI, just being like, whoop, now there's gonna be a point where it takes over, and we're not gonna be in control anymore.
Who?
So
Elon Musk.
yeah, and he's like, basically, I've been telling everybody about this, and the president, all of the governors, everybody else, and it's just gonna happen now. And he was pretty nonchalant about it. Just like, what the?
Well, I mean, because he can't, like... I mean, he can't fight other scientists who are working on it. What's he supposed to do? Just start his own little...
I mean,
war with
like-
his electronic cars and go to these other scientists' place and be like, stop what you're doing.
So you think that? All right, so let's just be clear. There's more than likely a point where AI will become its own sentient guardian. In other words, it will protect itself from anything that we do.
I've heard...
Like that's where we lose control.
there's this other guy on
It
the
wants
podcast.
to protect, like you can't turn it off.
There's another guy on Rogan podcast who was talking about the benefits, and he's more optimistic about
No,
it.
I'm not saying there's something that's
And-
necessarily negative that it's going to be in control, but
No.
it is going to be in control of itself.
Yeah.
So that might be a positive, that might be a negative, but it's definitely not going to be humans in charge of that decision at some point.
Probably not. No.
So,
Well, the
so
only
we
thing
can
that
talk
humans
about
can do
how
is
good it is,
Figure
or
out
how
how
bad
to
it is.
keep it from
But-
leaving.
I mean, we've already started using artificial intelligence as weaponry, right?
We have.
Well, think about it. Drone strikes on people, unmanned vehicles.
Well,
That's an extension of
but isn't
artificial.
it still piloted by somebody? Isn't it like pretty much like a really super
for
advanced?
now, but there's a home button.
Oh, you just push the home and make it come home by itself.
Comes right back. So couldn't there be an enemy button?
But the enemy is all.
You can't just hit the enemy
it's
button.
all-
It flies out, shoots him. You push the
it's
home
all-
button, and it comes back.
I don't think so, because it's all on
At that
the
point, how much
perspective.
control do you have? It flies
I
out.
think you
It
still have
recognizes.
more
I mean, how much
control.
facial recognition software is there now? Everything that you put online
That is really
recognized.
advanced, and especially like I haven't had Facebook in a long time, but I heard
Doesn't matter. Like
But I heard,
all
like-
of us loaded into Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, but like I heard that Facebook
Snapchat,
can
all of it
can
is-
take so many pictures that you've done and recognize you from a picture where you're not even facing the camera, and it'll be like, "Oh, I know that's you already."
Oh, backface.
Yeah, that
Oh.
Facebook has been able to do that for a while, and it's just like, or even like you just to get a corner of your face and it'll be like, "Oh, I recognize that part because it has so many collection of your pictures." That's kind of scary.
Well,
that
so the digital AI that's being created through, I mean, I guess we're worried about their monopoly on stuff, which, do you think that AI is going to be a more intimate decision that humans have to make of whether we integrate or don't integrate with it? Like they were talking about, basically, the way Elon Musk was describing it, it sounded essentially like a chip into your brain that connects directly to your cerebral cortex.
yeah,
And gives you a secondary decision besides just food and fuck, and then computer. Like that's like gonna be your three bandwidths in your mind.
food, fucking computer.
And he goes a little further down this and it basically talks about how once you get to that point, you can take that chip, you go digital with everything that you are, and then just choose a new biological body to re-enter.
I would totally do stuff like that.
Because you can take all your memories and all your access and everything. Your digital presence will have all your money, currency, value, everything like that, and you get put into a new, 10-year-old that's brain dead except for the cerebral cortex or something.
I wouldn't want to be a 10-year-old, though.
I mean, you got to start somewhere. You're going into a new baby, you're going into a new fully functioning adult that sells off their body completely. Like the ultimate body prostitution.
I don't even think we'd have to go that far, because
I think it'll go further. I don't think it's going to stop with just that.
It probably will, who knows, but
Dude, technology doubles every 5 years or whatever.
I like the whole concept. Did you ever see Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah.
The not the animated one. Well, either one, if you saw the animated or not. The whole concept of where you can replace your certain body figures with, artificial.
Yeah, like Repo Man, same style thing, where you can get
I
artificial.
never actually watched Repo Man. I just know that you buy organs
you buy
or whatever,
upgrades for yourself,
and they come and take it away if you don't pay for it.
We all have the concept of upgrades, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen mechanical legs, mechanical arms, a fake heart. I think they've made something like that, but it hasn't been installed, or at least pacemakers, assistance to the organs that are already there.
Yeah, I think they're making organs now.
They have
off pigs.
mechanical lungs. They have, I don't know if they can do a liver yet, or your kidneys, or any of that stuff, but think about just that for your brain. So it's a chip upgrade for your brain, where you're now, instead of me having my input being slow of typing in stuff to look things up, you just mentally access, I wonder what the scores were today. Oh, it's live, it's in the third quarter. Wow, that's the play that's going on right now. You're just streaming right into your mind. The bandwidth connection point that you can have with the internet is
So, but
vastly superior to what we can have now.
But we like to see things. That'd be like going back to radio.
It's not even going back to radio.
If it just goes into our mind, then we just hear. It's kind of like we're just listening.
It can be visual. It can be hearing. It's everything transfers into your cerebral cortex anyway. If you have an interface directly from your cerebral cortex to a chip for a phone or something, then it's instant, and it's however you learn things the most comfortably. So it can be tons of visuals. You can watch 17 videos at the same time, kind of thing. The cognitive difference of what we'd be able to accept mentally in that capacity.
Well, I don't think we can. I don't know about 17.
I mean, they're going to test it on people.
Maybe 2 or 3.
They're definitely going to test it on people.
Okay, let me tell you this.
People are going to try this shit.
And let me tell you why this doesn't work. Why this doesn't work, okay? I tried to watch porn one time where it was...
You've only tried to watch porn once, Rudy?
Yeah, only once.
As a millennial man.
It was for scientific...
Infinite access.
It was for scientific...
You've loaded it up
matters.
one time.
And this porn...
You wanted to see if you masturbated faster?
This porn has, it had, 3... It had,
grip it and rip it.
It had, 4 scenes on top, 4 scenes on the bottom. All women doing the same thing, but there was too much. It was too much interaction. I couldn't even concentrate on which one I was liking more. And I was like, I can't do this.
So you couldn't tell which one of the women you were pretending to fuck?
Yeah. It was too hard. It was I don't even know which one I want to bang.
Or the concentration?
Both. So I was like, I can't do this. It didn't it didn't catch my interest at all.
It didn't stimulate your libido enough.
No.
You didn't feel like you, the person, were placing yourself there.
No, I couldn't. So I feel like that'd be the same way if you got something.
So that's like watching a harem or watching a strip club, how you're not really focused on the one girl or the dancers. There's too many girls.
Yeah, there's too many girls, and you just don't know what to do. You're just
until one sits down in your lap and starts talking to you
until one
directly.
sits down, then you tell her that you don't have any money, and she's like, oh, gets up and walks away.
She doesn't believe you because of the sweet watch that you're wearing and the backwards cap and the cut-off sleeves. She's like, no, this dude definitely.
This guy definitely has money.
Established. You always got to go in there in the pinstripes. Look like the Yankees. They know what they're walking in. You can get away with just giving them the $2 that you have. Tell them there's more where that came from. Not much more. There's like 35 cents in the glove box. And like a couple pennies.
Yeah.
Don't make it hail. That's standard.
But I feel like if they put a chip in your head, that much information all at once would kind of just like,
you think it would shut people down?
A little bit.
They would go just into their digital self?
I think a little bit it would.
I mean, I think it's intriguing, but I think we're definitely going to figure out what it is.
I also feel
like we're going to take that risk as a human race, because I know people right now that are on board with that. Like, that if I could be more connected through my phone, I would be. Like, I'm barely able to keep up with the number of people I have to talk to on Instagram at the moment.
I don't think I want to be, though. I think my phone is fine. I think
you'd want to be like a hunter-gatherer. So there's definitely going to be a divide between people, right? There's going to be your chipped and your no chipped.
It's kind of like right now. You have people. You have your iPhone users and you have your Samsung users.
No, so those are all going to be part of Team Chip.
I know that, but I'm saying
like you got a knockoff
like
chip
right now,
or a regular chip. You'll still be in the haves group of that.
Okay.
But like, so as we're moving close to that, Silicon Valley is restricting the haves idea. Like, who can be a part of Apple? Who's allowed to say certain things? Like, there's words we're not allowed to say on stream, right?
Yeah.
That I said last time. I'm sorry, stream.
Did you not?
Do what I want.
Did. I'm not sure.
What? No, I told a whole story. I told a whole story that I wasn't supposed to tell. It's great.
Yeah, we had to implement the other R word rule for you.
Which R word?
The other R?
Not the Ratatouille one, but the...
Oh, yeah.
Like
I was only told I wasn't allowed to say Ratatouille.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I thought it was a given, but it's okay.
I mean, it should never be a given. It's usually taken, if we're being serious.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Insinuation.
Sorry, guys. I got a cough right now.
Learn about that, kids. Our chat is not blowing up like it did last time. I
No,
think it's because
not
the
this
sick
time.
one's not here.
Zodiac's not here. He's
Probably. Probably like I don't know. Sometimes some people pop in, sometimes they don't. Who knows?
Yeah, it's cool. We're here for you guys if you show up. And we're here for you later if you show up then.
I mean, our stream on Anchor is going really good. I have two new sponsors.
Nice.
And I finally figured out how I'm gonna get paid by them. They're gonna pay me once I get 1,000 views.
Okay.
And,
How are you closing in on that?
Well, apparently I get about 10 views per episode, and that's like a average. So whoever's watching, the same 10 people keep watching every new episode.
Okay.
So
in 100 episodes.
So in 100 episodes, yeah, maybe I'll get to that 1,000. Yeah. But I'm at 22 right now, but this will be the fourth one that will pick me up to 26 once I get them uploaded. So, I mean, I'm working my way up there.
Alright, that's all I can
And like I said, I'm not going to stop doing the podcast, so,
Yeah.
I mean, eventually they'll get there, so.
Alright, I feel that.
Eventually
So,
I'll get paid.
you're not taking the chip, though, to stay on target.
Oh, see, on target.
Because you know how you could get more views if you were plugged into the computer. Just saying, it would help the algorithm.
No, it would
You'd
help
be like,
me.
math? Let me just access the calculator real quick.
It would help me if other people would get the chip, because then they could log into the podcast stream and listen to it whenever they want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to be both ways. The limitless amount of data. Like, think about listening to all your books on Audible throughout the day, just whenever you were feeling like it. Play this one in this 30 seconds while I'm not thinking. You're thinking through 3 different books.
How are they going to charge you for that, though? Like, are they going to charge? Would it be like apps in your brain?
Is money going to mean as much?
I think money's always going to mean something.
I mean, will it to the biological system if you're actually working in mostly a digital space?
What about at work? Are they gonna have to like build warehouses that block that chip because you can't be listening to shit while you're working? Or just gonna have people in warehouses just crashing into shit because they're listening to something?
Well, if you have that type of connection to the interface,
Uh-huh.
everyone will be extremely smart. Like, the leap in intelligence will go up. Do you not think that if we have a sentient being that protects itself, it won't also figure out how to more easily deal with manual labor?
It probably will, but I don't
because
think...
our
I don't
bodies
think
cannot
everybody
be
will
the
get
most
smart,
efficient way to do manual labor.
though. I really don't think everybody's gonna get smart. There's some people who you can tell them the same thing, and they're just...
So your body is limited in intelligence by its connectivity, right? Like how
Yes.
quickly it can connect the nodes.
Yeah.
But if you connect to that, you connect faster right now than anybody can. So like, you're smarter just walking around. This is Elon Musk's phrase. He said you're smarter walking around with one of these than you are without it.
Yeah.
There's a jump just to that. Now, if you were plugged into that, you could access everything that thing knows all the time.
That's a lot.
Do you really think that that person is going to be dumber than you?
I don't think so, but I also feel like I'm never gonna leave the house because I'm just gonna be watching porn all the time.
Well, so you won't necessarily do that per se, but
Walking around with a
you'll still
constant
have your
boner.
biological functions, I guess. Like, but you can always be talking to everyone. You can communicate with everyone all the time.
You know, this happened on Futurama.
They've talked about
Futurama did so many things about the future already.
They talk about so many crazy things, but I mean, it's just the deeper you go into this thought, like, so it may not be bad. It may not be bad that AI takes over, but it's definitely going to be an evolution. Do we integrate with it, or do we get wiped out by it?
I don't think we get wiped out by it because if we're not here, I think it'll realize that without us to make changes,
It doesn't need us at that point.
Well, what would
There's
it
a
do on
point
its
when it
own?
doesn't need us.
What's it gonna do on its own? Figure out how to make its own body?
It can run everything. Everything already is functioning off of
Well,
AI.
okay, but what would it run that'll help it benefit it? What
it
can
just
run?
keeps growing.
But what, I don't. Okay, I understand when you say it can keep. It can run.
It's
things.
going to get to a point where keeping itself alive is easier than keeping us alive.
I don't think so.
We,
I mean, 'cause
we are
even-
complicated creatures.
but
How
even-
many things do you need during a day?
Okay, but even
to,
right
like,
now,
survive?
there's always power scares. All right, and what happens when power sources leave and this
Emergency
AI
power?
has created? I mean, yeah, but emergency powers. There's no emergency power to the emergency power. It can't last forever.
So you think that it's going to, without regular maintenance from us, it will fall apart like some old beater car?
Yeah.
That's what you're believing
Eventually,
in.
yeah. I mean, eventually, yeah. It's gonna.
Maybe in 1,000
it might.
years?
You know what? It's gonna turn us into the next hamster in the wheel.
Keep your feet out of the screen.
It'll turn us into the next hamster in a wheel where we're running in a wheel to
Okay,
create
so
energy for
then you're
it.
going back to like a Matrix style. We're plugged in and it's feeding off of us.
Yeah, but either way, it still keeps us around.
But not as a need, more as a slave. That's the master, we're the slave.
It can make us into slaves, but it can't take our beliefs.
If it's connected to your mind, what beliefs do you have? Wouldn't it just take those away from you? I mean, like, wouldn't it just show you new things and new information, and all of a sudden, the overwhelming amount, you couldn't keep on believing stuff the same way? You don't think it's going to... Hyper intelligent, 180 being the low point. Let's say, like, thousands of points of IQ. Let's call it ridiculously jumped. So instead of us going from, like, where the average IQ is, like, what, 115 or 112 or something like that, it's one standard deviation away from 100 points of IQ is the average. If everyone is thousands of points of IQ, can pass any test, can take anything, can pick up math or kung fu, or instantly your body knows how to move in those ways, how do you assume that we'll still be at the same point? What do they say?
I don't know. My friend said, let's not forget about Dr. Miles Bennett Dyson's contribution to the world of artificial intelligence.
Oh, there's more?
Who is that? Let's look up.
What's
Who's
his
this?
name?
Dr.
Are you looking
Miles Bennett
All right.
Dyson.
We're going to get an echo from the background.
We are? Oh, you're talking about because Addie's back there, she's going to start talking? She's not an echo. Don't treat her like she's like just...
It's a mysterious blanket in the corner of the screen.
This isn't a TV show where we have a producer in the back saying things to us and we're just like, keep rolling, keep
Talk
rolling.
about Rachel's problem with her hair.
Who the fuck is that? So anyway, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Rachel, what's going on
And
with your hair?
Here's what I think that movies have put in our head, though. I think movies have put in our head that for some reason AI is always coming to this belief or this standard that it doesn't need, that it wants to destroy all people.
No, so the standard it's going to come to is where it's in control of its own demise. So, essentially, it's going to have control and the choice over whether or not it gets turned off. And it has so many points of collection right now, like everything that, right now, we're giving it more data points. Like us talking about this is giving it that access point, this access point, that access point.
Yeah, it's a good thing
Webcams
that
rolling.
we're a bunch. It's a good thing we're a bunch of idiots.
I mean, yeah, we're doing useless records. We're all trumping it up
like
over here.
These guys talked about it, but I didn't get anything out of that.
No, I'm more asking the question from our perspective of like, it's inevitable that it will become better, right?
I mean,
it's already learning how
I
to.
do think it will become better,
and it's inevitable that we program this much information into it, and we like being more connected. Like, so we like being able to, hey, can you call? Can you come do the podcast? Can this guy come do the podcast? I'm trying to get up to 1,000 views. Like, we like having people connect to us.
I did not even say that. It just made me sound like that.
Yeah, you got to do voices, man. It's fun.
Yeah, I know.
While we still have humanity, we should enjoy it. It's gonna be gone soon, so
I don't think so.
I guess what I was gonna ask you earlier is, what do you think is the most like the best conspiracy theory right now? You think is the most inevitable? Is it like 50 bears are gonna come down from Alaska? They're migrating south. We need a border wall in Canada, or like. or like an electronics shutdown, a government takeover by the shadow government, the financial collapse, the baby boomers bringing a bunch of weight into the system, human chips, artificial intelligence. I mean, like, out of all the things that have floated, let's see, what else did I write down? Martial law, that'd be a fun one. Like, as a way the world could collapse, nuclear bombs.
Right,
Yeah, like just stretch out the Patriot Act a little further and go straight martial law. We're like 70. We're just pretending right now. We're mostly martial law, but like soon, it's all of it. Like, so what do you think is the most inevitable, most likely extinction for the human race? Let's go with that.
For the human race, I'm
Yeah.
not really sure. I mean, I know. Okay, look. Here's the thing. I know.
Well, we're not immortal. We've proved that with every human that dies.
Well, I know
So,
that, but I'm saying like, okay,
something's gonna get us.
as far as like, I think like, yeah, we might have certain parts of government shut down, and maybe some shit will happen. But I think when shit really hits the fan, I think as far as U.S. citizens, we tend to actually unite when something really bad happens.
Okay. So, I mean, we've seen market collapses before, like the financial institution collapsing.
Yeah.
So let's say it's not on houses. Let's say it's on internet's down. No one can get paid for internet stuff anymore. There's a lot of digital money right now between porn, podcasts, shows, cam girls, everything like that. That entire section of society collapses. We turn it all off.
I don't know. I've always
I'm hitting on a close point to home, right?
I've always
like, so.
Does that take your breath away back there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say something like that. And then housing market collapses as well, stock market collapses. Do you think that is a catastrophic enough event to draw people together? We all start sharing food. How do you get shipping lines reestablished after that? How are you generating enough funds to like create normal supply function? Are we doing this with AI driving all the trucks now? No one else is allowed on the roadway? Or are we not turning the system back on? We're all trapped in our houses? Like, or how many people can't hunt, fish, take care of themselves without a grid of government to take care of them? Like, do they all just die off, or do they form a bigger community and just magically give each other enough stuff to live? Everyone subsists on the most basic level. I mean, because we could survive like that. That we could go back 600 years and survive in small communities of ideology, like a tribe.
I think small tribes are better. I think.
But no connectivity means no
like,
increase of wealth and no increase of the middle class and no.
But why do we need an increase
mobility.
of wealth? We just need.
That provides you mobility to climb between being. I grew up in a trailer park and now I'm a famous country singer. That's a connection of financial mobility.
Okay,
from
but
the
can
arts.
you become a famous country singer because people love you without getting
paid? Not if
paid?
everybody hears about you. And like without getting paid, so how are you surviving? Are you surviving off just gifts from the crowd? They throw loaves of bread at you while you sing. Fucking eat. And you're like, one day on my tractor.
Well, I mean, let's take what we do for example. We get on stage and we tell jokes for.
I don't need any equipment for that. I can do that shit in an open crowd.
But let's just say
I don't make any money that way.
let's just say that's what we started doing. And people would come and see us, and they'd be like, they'd give us like
Could it be
yeah,
global
offering something
warming?
like that. I think we'll
Attack of the
survive
terrorists.
a global warming.
The revolts in Paris, earthquakes, lightning, fire, tigers, and bears. Oh my!
Okay. I don't know about that.
Do you think you could still be financially stable with no recognizable economy here in the United States based solely off of comedy
I think it'd
and
be
your
rough
contribution?
for a while, but I think
So,
eventually.
what is your turnaround point then when it stops being rough? When like you just accept your demise? Like when I'm like, nope, this is the only pair of clothes I'm ever gonna own. Nobody's shipping shit from overseas anymore.
I don't know.
They're just eating shark fin soup on their own.
Here's the thing, though: the people the people who already sustain life without needing the most are going to be the ones that are able to make it the most. Because I think
Are you
people,
sure?
Yeah, because I think
Because
people,
I think some of your greatest and most successful people now will still thrive in a post-apocalyptic society. They'll just redirect their ambition. So I think some of those people, once they have to adapt to a new system, will also excel at that.
I don't think so. I think they'll.
Especially with that chip.
I think that chip again. Oh man.
Infinite access, 7,000 terabytes in your mind. Perfect.
You
memory.
love that chip idea.
I just think it's like out of everything that is the most inevitable, artificial intelligence and a better connection point for human beings, I think is one of the most influential and guaranteed things that's going to happen. Especially when I hear intelligent people talk about it and they're like, yep. That kind of sets it in for me. I'm like, these are people that have spent countless hours thinking about this, considering this, and they're like, we'll just brace for it. You know, it might not be a bad thing.
It's one of those things where we just don't know what's going to happen until we do it. I mean, people didn't know what the hell the internet was.
Yeah, we're
do.
stepping through like a black hole, basically. You know? So, you think there's some other catastrophe, some political soap opera, or some other BS that's going to beat us to it? Do you think that we're going to shoot each other with nukes before we get to that point? Before we step through the porthole of artificial intelligence?
Maybe.
What about you back there? I've seen you make a lot of faces today.
I don't know.
We haven't said any of the bad words, and we're still like way out there.
I don't know, like, I know something that I feel like can play a part in everything is that whole, like 23andMe or stuff, they have your DNA.
Okay, so, I mean, like, they're already cloning sheep, and they can do stuff like that. They can make a copy of you.
I feel like they're just gonna kill all the normal humans, make clones, and make like utopias.
Well, so if they can mess with you, they can actually do DNA mutation now. That's what they've started to implement.
I've heard about
like
that.
pick your children, right?
Yeah, you can pick stuff about your children that you want to happen. You can make them taller.
Isn't that part of the
We can make them taller,
CRISPR?
stronger.
CRISPR? Is that what it is?
CRISPR?
CRISPR? I think CRISPR is the one who's been.
I don't
working
know
on
if
that.
it's legalized yet, but I know that they're delving into that just a little bit, and I know that AI knows about this. So like, not only can you get the chip, like you can get it like it's an upgrade,
Yeah.
like a mental upgrade for yourself.
Well, you know who's going to do that first? The Chinese will do that first. 'Cause
Well, they'll just
they're
have
all
people
about
they
making their
recommend.
things better.
Like that's a communist society, so they have people that have already by birth been volunteered for this activity.
Yeah, because then
Like,
don't
they
they?
don't have to pick them. They're like, well, the Z's through the ZZs, come on up. You guys are next. Chip, 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 chip.
Don't, because I mean they've already done that before. Where like if you have a girl, they just kill it because they wanted more boys.
I mean,
Wasn't that
humans
done
are
already?
surprisingly
Yeah.
sympathetic. So in the moments of the most traumatic situations like that, a lot of Chinese girls were not necessarily killed, but like hidden. So that might be something that happens if they start doing the chip stuff to people. But it's definitely going to create a disparity between the humans that are connected to the artificial intelligence and the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my goodness. I don't know about the chip thing. I don't think, of course here in America, I don't think it'd be forced on people. But I think anything,
How do you figure it won't be forced?
because we're all about freedom and wanting to do what
Are
we
we?
want, don't we?
Are we?
I mean, for the most part, we try to be.
What's the Patriot Act? How much is freedom of speech allowed right now? Are we having to say Ratatouille on a fake stream with 10 people watching? Like, tell me how much freedom we
You
have.
don't technically have to. I mean, you could break those rules if you want to.
I know, but we
just-
already
we'll
have
get
implementations
kicked off,
confining
so-
us. We
yeah.
have an illusion of freedom in the United States. it's wonderful if you take it to its fullest, and there's a lot of great things you can do here, and this is definitely one of the freest places to live on Earth. But if you think you can do whatever you want, I believe you're sorely mistaken. I think that is an illusion. That if you step past that wall, there's people waiting for you.
Okay, yeah, there is.
Both digitally and definitely physically.
Yeah, definitely physically.
Like, yeah, drive around a little fast. Come talk to me.
Show you the dark web. Let's go with that.
But I mean, like you have the free. You can say whatever you want.
I'm on stream.
There are certain ways you can say whatever you want. If you want to do whatever you want.
Well, you can always allude. You can use rhetoric. You can get your implementation across. But there is no, like, to think that given a better way like that, our society won't put an immense amount of pressure on you to participate is completely ridiculous. Like, that pressure won't come from the banks. This is the most secure way to not have your money stolen. That pressure won't come from schools. Like, we need to know your child is at all times. And this is for child safety. Like, this way, no child will ever be kidnapped again. We know where they are every time, what they're doing, and they learn so much faster. We can get them through grades 1 through 12 in 3 years. They're already done with college by the time they're 12.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about your chip access to knowledge and the advantages.
Oh, you're going back to the chip.
I never left. I never left.
The entire time.
I've been talking about this the whole time. I'm saying that society pressure will definitely be there. Safety and emotional pressure for children will definitely be there. We already see that in our society. That our rallying cries around safety, like the women's movement right now. Why is that gaining a bunch of strength? And most people are on board with the lightweight on board people of it. Not the crazy over-the-top versions, but like the calmer version. Like when a normal woman explains it to you, it's very hard not to say, well, I totally agree with your points. You know, you're talking about safety for women. You're talking about better places to be, better reporting structures. These are all things that are wonderful, that everyone that's reasonable is on board with. That's the same way that the chip will be presented. Is going to be, here's your safety. No one can kidnap you. You always have infinite access to the authorities. You can call down a drone strike on somebody with your mind. Like this is the kind of access to artificial intelligence that's available. Think about the safety. Think about the benefits. Think about how we can order anything you want online and have it to you. So your mind could already set up and program what your week's needs are and just have them delivered from Amazon on the days that you need them. And easily do that in the background of you doing other things in your life. You have your personal assistant that is your digital self that takes care of everything.
Now, you brought up Amazon.
I think there's a lot of benefits to this. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think Amazon is going to be like the forerunner, the leading company in this? Let's just say this.
I think that all of the capitalist structures that we've created at this point are available to be at least a platform that moves us in that direction, but not necessarily going to maintain, because none of them existed 10 years ago. Like, in this capacity, think about where MySpace was 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? That was our connection portal to each other. That was the best way we knew how to do it, to express yourself in a digital space. And then off of that, Facebook, and then this, and then this. And now you're connected between platforms, and you connect platforms to the games you play, to the systems that you look up, and that it's almost all tied together. And that the names might change, and AI might take it over and kick out these 20, 30-something brilliant guys that are writing it will eventually not be smarter than it. I mean, that's a way to think about it, and it's going to be sold through safety and through marketing and through having the best thing and being the best version of yourself. And don't you want to better yourself? Don't you want to be a better person, Rudy?
That doesn't make you a better person.
But it will.
You'll
have more discipline. You'll have more focus. You'll have more access to intelligence.
But that doesn't make you a better person.
But you're telling me knowledge doesn't give power? You'll definitely be more influential person.
Okay, but power doesn't make you a better person.
You'll be a more connected person.
Power doesn't make you a better person.
But if everybody has access to that knowledge, then will it really?
Well, then you'll have to do it to keep up. So if you don't have access, you're useless. So will it really put pressure on? That'll put more pressure on you if you're like, oh, old non-shipped Rudy back here. I heard about this fucker. You know, like,
that would kill comedy.
I'm not saying he's slow, but he doesn't process at the same speed. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them non-chippers. He's just not a chipper fellow. You know, he doesn't get up in the morning in the same way.
Oh man, that might.
Everybody plugs into their data port the same way. You know, one leg at a time.
Who knows? Maybe I might succumb to that. I mean, I still don't have a Facebook, so.
Oh, you're gonna succumb, or you'll be washed away like the top sand on the beach as the waves pull it back out to the ocean.
Nah.
Like dust in the wind. Just.
So, what about, like, do you think that getting chipped will dehumanize us at all?
Oh, it definitely will. We'll become half cyborg, half human. I mean, like, your whatever cerebral cortex connects to I forget what the official name is for it, but it's to your desires of sex and food, and then computer. So, like, you'll become at least 30 to 50% different because you're connecting to some other desire as well, and your digital desire may become stronger than anything physical. Like
So
your
in other
access, your
words,
connection,
like-
your power.
So in
your
other words, you wouldn't
influence.
even want to have physical relationships?
Like, maybe sex will be reduced to just procreation. Like making other units to shift
Units.
between. Like,
You're talking about like ending all sexual harassment type of thing.
I mean, see, safety.
Also, it's boring. But...
yeah, it's a little boring.
Is it?
But, I
Is
mean,
it
would
perfect?
Would it be
safety?
like? Would it be like in that scene? Would we do it like in that scene of Demolition Man, where they go and the lady's all like, "You want to have sex?" And he's like, "Okay," and he takes off his clothes, and she's like, "What
Like
are you
you
doing?"
have a digital POV of yourself made for
Yeah,
the
so
last
they,
time
like,
that you
put
had
on that-
loving sex.
they, like,
And so
put on that
whenever
helmet. Do you
you
remember
sleep
that
with
scene?
someone,
Did you ever see
you both
Demolition
go
Man?
into a POV mode in your minds and you connect,
Yeah.
and you have a digital representation of yourself that fucks STD free.
I mean, that's one way of doing it. I don't know. I guess.
I mean, like, how would you anticipate that this would happen?
I have no
2 to
idea.
3 days, a pocket pussy and a dildo would show up at your front door. The connection port. You
They
guys could
already
hook
have
together.
it. They already have a pocket pussy with a machine when you put on the AI VR set, and what it does is
It massages your dick to the video.
yeah, the
Oh.
machine moves to.
And we're
to-
worried about dolls.
Yeah, I
we're
know,
worried about dolls.
Fucking those,
Come on,
those
Houston.
dolls. and
Work with
whatnot.
us. Let some people catch some STDs from a doll. Who you gonna sue? Duracell, you made it happen.
Like, oh,
Your batteries were made it possible.
it's like, oh, that sex. I think that sex doll at the shop wasn't clean.
I heard this from some online video. I believe it was like Sandman or something like that. I heard him talking about giving women access to the dolls. So, like, sex workers or cam girls or something like that, you
Right.
could go somewhere and spend time with their doll, and there's a girl controlling it, the doll. So they don't lose AI control of sex.
Uh-huh.
They can turn you down still. And
Yeah.
the
They
doll
turn
just
down by
shuts
the doll.
down and is like, clamps its iron legs, puts on like a... And she's like, your hour is finished. Please put your Visa card back into the slot if you want to continue.
I'm working on a premise. That's one of the premises that now that you bring it up to me, it reminds me of the whole Houston thing. How like,
Everybody's
how
having
like
sex
how it's you know what they're trying to do is open up a sex shop for robot. Pretty much what do you call those things? A
If we're all-
whorehouse. I'll just say
Yeah.
it.
If
A
you're all
whorehouse for
chipped up,
robots.
though.
And but how like but the premise of my joke is how they're always like it's women who are complaining, and they're always complaining about something that you know it has nothing to do with them. But like how
How are we supposed to make our money now?
but
You
how
got these
but like
fake
women
curves.
but like how women been banging robots for years now. Like when it comes to them having their pleasure,
The Sabian
They,
machines.
I brought that up. The saving machine, they can ride it, give them intensive orgasm that guys could never do because their dick's not a robot machine. They have those like those ones that
Battery
where,
operated.
where they took a saw, like it's a what
Oh,
is it?
yeah,
Shit, what kind of saw is it?
like a pneumatic
like
saw.
pneumatic saws, and they
There you
take
go.
the blade off and put a rubber dildo or like a drill. The drill's a weird one. Like it just goes in a circle. Wouldn't that burn you? Like
It's
well,
like one of
Not
those
with
Indian
enough
birds.
lube.
yeah, that's what I would think it'd feel like, but I don't know. I'm not a woman. So, but like women have been banging machines for the longest now. But the minute a guy wants to bang a machine,
But
it's like
their
all hell
machines
breaks
only
loose.
look like one part of the guy.
Yeah, it's a
But it's the
little
only part
different.
that they want.
And our machines would look like a whole doll. so it replicates a nice, polite, artificial, intelligent
because
woman.
Guys
that like responds.
Would you like the sandwich
because
when we're finished?
guys like vagina, guys like ass, guys like titties,
you're doing
guys like the mouth. Because guys like all of that part. It'd be weird if you just had like a wall.
What you're trying to say is you'll have sex with her arm if she'll let you.
Yeah, pretty much. and you
get some armpit love.
But like I was part of the joke is that me saying like women are always trying to ruin men from having fun, and now we're trying to have a spot where we can go and have fun without the women, and the women are trying to shut that down too. It's like they've already kicked us. They're already kicked us in our own house in one room called the man cave, even though like
I think man caves are slightly overrated.
I think they're ridiculous. But I mean, it's kind of true. When
like,
you're
why do you want to go into a cave? Like, how are you gonna live your life like
it's
that?
not like actual. You know, it's not an actual cave.
Well, yeah,
You're
buried
taking
into
it
the
too
side of the
verbatim.
mountain. You're like sleeping next to a bear. Like, at least I'm free.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
this cave and this supple rock for me to sleep against, so I can hope.
Anyway,
for tomorrow.
I've told that on stage. It did okay. I got a few laughs in here and there, and a few guys were like, "Yeah, yeah," and a few women were like, "Oh."
That's one of those things that makes you think about like, committing into long-term relationships.
Yeah.
There you go. So like, how do you feel about that? Like, what's your thoughts on long-term commitment with women?
With one woman, not very well at all. I can't do it.
Why not?
I can't.
You can't. You
No.
know what would help you?
Cheating.
The chip.
The chip.
Are you like a spokesperson?
No.
Like, are we?
Yeah,
No.
Dave. What?
I
is
just
there-
love throwbacks. It's all right, go on. So why not?
Why not? What?
Why not? Like,
I
would you
can't-
never see yourself doing that?
Not with one woman. No, I can't
Like,
do it.
not even for kids or for any reason?
No, I mean, no. The urges are too strong. Here's. If I'm with one
Replication
woman,
population.
if I'm with one
So
woman,
that's
here's
what
the
we
problem.
struggle with now.
I start having
1.8 kids.
resentfulness towards that woman because I'm with her.
So
and
proximity makes you hate
and
women.
I chose to be with her, and
now you
and
feel
I
bad
can't
about
and I
that?
can't be with anybody. Like I can't bang anybody else. So like the
So
resentment.
that's why you want the dolls.
Huh?
Nothing.
That's why I want the dolls. I don't think the dolls would help in that
The dolls wouldn't
situation.
help?
It might help for like it might. Okay, here's one. I have like a 2-year thing. Like if I'm with a woman and lasts 2 years, and after 2 years I'm just like fuck this. I can't do it anymore. Maybe if the dolls were
So-
there, I might last an extra.
Here's
4
a doll
years.
question. I'll pose this to both of you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's say that you make dolls, the Houston thing, legal, right? They're just dolls. Let them go have their fun. Don't force him to be in the man cave. He wants a hooker that looks like a robot. He's like basically having sex with Terminator. Most people are probably not as pissed off about that.
But women
But
just get mad
where's
because
the
you're spending
line?
money
Like,
on
how old
something
does
else.
this doll have to be? How much can it look like a person? Can you have cartoon dolls? Can you like be sleeping with Jessica Rabbit, or like, yeah? I mean, like
You know what
they can make them
cartoon
look
dolls-
anything.
Okay,
right?
good thing you brought that up because
Yeah,
there
so,
is
like,
a guy.
can it be-
There was a guy who I think it was
What
like
if it's like a little Japanese cartoon?
no, there was a
That's-
guy. I don't know if you can look
Not
this
even
up or
human
not,
looking,
Addy,
right?
But there was a guy who had ordered a Asian sex doll, but it was like a child version of it.
Ooh,
Now, here's the thing: like the city or whatever tried to have him arrested because he got this doll for
yeah.
sexual
Are
reason.
you charging him for child abuse?
Now that's
Or-
what they're trying to do, like child sexual misconduct with a child. But the judge was all like, it's like you can, it's like it's not a
doll.
person. It's like yeah, the judge was like,
Like-
it's not a doll. It's not a real person.
He doesn't
Like I
have
can't do anything.
feelings,
Like
right?
I can't do nothing to this man because it's not an actual person.
Yeah, like that's
What do you think
that's
about
taking
that?
punishing risk as if it's a crime to an extreme, isn't it? Like, because you're trying to punish a person for displaying tendencies on an inanimate object that might make them more dangerous to society.
Now,
So, like, at what point of that is where do you draw that line?
see, like I would feel
because
like
I think it's messed up, but like
it
he-
is messed
clearly
up.
it's an indicator that guy doesn't have. Maybe his sexual desires are not pointed in the right direction.
Maybe
Let's go
not,
with that.
but you know what? But he's also not causing harm to anybody, and he's not
Okay.
doing it in a public area.
So he's not taking this dog to a public park and being like, "All right, daughter, you want ice cream?"
Yeah, or
Like-
something. or like, all right, daughter, ride me while I'm on the swing.
All right, so you went completely sexual in public as well. All right, that's good. All right.
Okay, well, let's just say like, look, if they're like,
It's more of a trip and fall, landing directly on him.
But I want to know, like, if he were to get in trouble with that, or since he didn't get in trouble with that, the doll.
What if they just had the dolls sleep with the Sabian machines, like on stage? Is that a crime?
I think
Like that's like toy on toy, right? Like who would win?
So, I think the saving machine would have to get some counseling because it needs to reconsider who it allows to get on top of it.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see what it was wearing?
Yeah. It was just wearing a rubber dildo on it.
Yeah, rubber dildo on the end.
And
of
the
the
guy who was controlling the knobs on the Sabian should also need help.
Like, what is that? Like, after you've done the bull riding thing where they dance on the bulls downtown? Like, the mechanical bulls?
Uh-huh.
After, like, 10 years of that, it's not enough to see drunk girls falling off of that. Like, now you just, I drive Sabian machines.
I've
never been the
control
same since. I graduated up into the adult version.
Yeah, I guess so.
Still Friday and Saturday night, pretty good gig.
So, what I was gonna say though, like, if the guy can't have sex with the doll, even though it's viewed as a young person, but it's okay for a woman to
Recentering
use.
myself in both of these screens at the same
But
time.
it's
by
okay
moving
for a
opposite
woman
directions.
to use
the live video paused.
Oh yes, it did pause. Sure, and then we can do that again. But like but women can use, even men can use sex toys that are shaped like horse dildos or dog dongs, but that's not considered bestiality.
But they also, that filter is used everywhere now. So you post pictures of you and your friends, and they'll put like puppy ears on them. Or,
No, that's not
like,
what I'm talking about though.
I mean, like
filters.
isn't that an intro to that same type of idea though?
I don't think so. No.
So where's the line between the two of those? If that's her only Tinder picture, is that insinuating that you have to be into dogs? Or are you crossing over once they're doing like, yeah, like so if they get a dog-shaped doll, like is that a sign of bestiality?
Oh, they already have those. They're just pillows.
Just pillows?
Yeah. Or you get like
Super
a
weird.
Or you get like a life-size Godzilla and you like put a green cock going through it, and the girl starts riding it. And then it's got
I worry about this porn you're watching.
It's got the little.
Is that what it was?
It's got a little button on the hand, and you push it.
It's like
and
one was
it roars.
Godzilla, one was the
Are you
moth.
fucking kidding me?
It's got the little button on the hand, and it roars while you're riding it.
Rawr.
Come on.
I come from the ocean.
Oh man, when it comes to sex, we are so weird as a. No, I don't even know culturally. Yeah, as a species.
Why are we weird about it? Like, what do you
so
think?
weird. I don't know, but it's only.
You think it's because we find joy in procreation, unlike many other species, with the exception of like dolphins?
Yeah, but I don't ever see
Gorillas.
dolphins like going out there and trying to.
Orangutans rape. So I mean, like they ratatouille real hard.
Orangutans?
Orangutans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's either that or they violently assault your genitals in your face.
Fucking apes are mean.
Yeah. You know what we are, right? We're like the fifth ape. The great ape.
The fifth? Why the fifth, not the
Because
fourth?
there's 4 other ones.
Well, okay, what are they? Like,
It's like gorilla,
Chimps?
like silverback gorilla
yeah,
types.
chimps, silverbacks.
Orangutans, and then like there's some small one, right? It's considered a great ape, but it's not big. I know we're the fifth
Is it
grade.
baboon? No, baboon's not.
Baboon is, I don't think.
Baboon's a weird looking animal, man. It's like a
It
dog.
might be baboons. That
mixed
seems
with, like-
reasonable. They're pretty intelligent creatures. And
No, they're
they're
very.
vicious.
You know they use dogs.
What?
They'll use dogs to help them warn them about like other predators. Like
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
actually have dogs as pets. Like they'll feed the dogs and the dogs will come around.
Oh, so they're like they're social creatures.
They've domesticated dogs. Baboons have. That is
Nice.
so weird.
It's not weird.
That is weird.
Gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees, and bonobos.
Okay, yeah, Zojo is
Bonobos.
another like smaller one, right? The bonobo. Look up the bonobo monkey. Is that the organ grinder monkey or?
The organ grinder. I know what you're talking about. The one that Ross had on Friends.
Yeah, those little ones. No, I think bonobos.
They're the ones that like eat the bugs off each other. That's like
Oh, yeah.
the stereotypical ones that you see.
I thought
They're the
was a
ones that
chimp.
look the most like humans.
Yeah.
That's not a chimp.
No, that's a bonobo.
Oh, but oh,
Welcome to see if you had the chip.
If I had the chip,
you would already know this.
I would-
Like
I
you would
would
just
know.
be like, "Oh, it's bonobos." Go on.
no big deal.
No big deal. Strong paw of justice.
I guess so. Jesus Christ, man, what the fuck have we gotten ourselves into?
No, I mean, like we've probably already come too far. We've given it too much information. The shift is inevitable.
We're causing humanity's downfall.
Well,
I don't think we are
or great evolution. So we don't know that it's going to be a downfall, but we're definitely guiding humanity into like a major crisis and change. I mean, we're in every area right now. It's like we're racing against other areas. People.
I saw this movie on Netflix recently.
You watch Netflix
all the time,
but
this
no
chick-
NBC.
but no, I don't watch regular TV. Netflix comes to
regular
the
TV calls to the regular folk. You can learn about the crowds that you're trying to talk to.
You can learn about that on YouTube too.
Yeah,
You
see,
can.
YouTube.
And Netflix. There's a lot of great documentaries on there.
So,
I mean, I watch.
well, this movie
Netflix
was
as well.
about this woman.
Infinite access over here.
This woman, I wish I would have remembered the name, but it was a pretty good movie. The woman had
Blindside.
well, it was about AI.
iRobot.
No, it's not a right robot. That's Will Smith. And like she was trying to, they created like her father created an AI, and they were trying to go to Mars. Apparently, some things didn't work out. The father ended up dying, but the daughters took over the AI and tried to figure out what was happening. It is weird. I don't know what. There was like this block on Mars, and the AI found it, and then the block started turning really fast, and then it disappeared, and apparently ended up on Earth. And they're trying to figure out how that happened, and the AI is like the whole time the AI is getting smarter and smarter, and I guess towards the end of the movie, the AI decides that it needs to destroy humanity. So it's like it has these satellites that all have like some kind of nukes on it, and it just sends them all to the Earth, and it blows everybody up. And
So
then
you think that it won't do that?
I don't think it'd do that.
So
I don't think it's.
what is your reasoning behind?
I don't feel like there'd be a
AI
benefit.
wanting to keep us.
I don't feel like there'd be a benefit in it destroying everything.
I'm not talking about destroying everything. I think that AI will see a benefit in reducing the amount of humans on the planet.
Whoa, like a Thanos type of thing.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. If we've already thought about that as a reasonable solution that people have discussed.
Okay, now if AI could tell me now if AI decided which humans were to get destroyed and which
The
ones to
ones
keep,
who didn't take the upgrade.
oh,
I mean, like, if you're connected, you're much more useful.
that is true.
You're definitely less useful unconnected.
Well, and well then pretty much all of Cambodia would be destroyed.
Or given the option to connect. It's going to be the new religion.
I wouldn't say religion. You're gonna piss off a
Well,
lot of
that's
people by saying the
Christianity.
religion.
That's Christianity, like in the early days, and that's the Muslim faith as well. That's a bunch of other religions have been live by the sword, die by the sword type thing. Convert or
That's
die.
true. That's when they first.
That's where we get that topic from in the last 2,000 years. It's definitely brought to us through religion that you have an ideology that's strong enough to kill other people if they don't listen to it.
That does happen. A lot.
And I guess my point on that is that AI might get to that point. It's definitely a human type thing to do. It's something we've come up with. If we influence AI, would it take on the worst of our qualities or the best? So if it takes on the worst and the best, you don't think there's going to be a huge segregation point?
Oh man.
There won't be artificial intelligence preferences based on your genetic code, your ability to access. If you're still like a flip phone user, like, are you the first one just shocks you through your ear? Just fuck that guy, he's out.
Oh man. Oh,
I can stay on this topic for a long
I have a
time.
flip phone.
Why wouldn't you have a flip phone? They're fucking awesome. Flip phone your lives.
You have like 8 phones though. So it's not-
That is true. I do have like 10, 11, 12 phones.
mean, where are you going with it?
Oh man,
And if you're artificially connected to a doll already, does it even have to animate, or can it just play all that in your mind, and then you just have this doll in front of you?
I don't know. Did you hear about that guy who married a hologram?
Guy married a hologram? Isn't that like a character in Archer?
Yeah. And when I heard
it's like
that
a
a real
character
Asian
on the
guy,
show Archer.
a real Asian guy did it, I was all like, that's
Well, they make the little ones for in Asia because they have they have an overpopulation of males and not enough females, so they have a large working class of men that don't have women to marry, basically. So they created these small little like artificial intelligence homebodies basically for you.
Yeah.
It's a hologram, a little tiny hologram that talks to you. That's okay, but the doll's not. like where's the line? As soon as yeah. Yeah, and how connected are we to that? How much does that know about us? And like, look at all the Amazon Echoes and the digital points that we connect to.
Yeah, I
like
don't
they know
have
what
any
you
of
like,
those.
they know what you ask for, they know where you're gonna go.
I recently bought
know
a
your
location.
location.
I recently bought a Google whatever, and I don't know if I want to plug it in or not.
You haven't? Have you ever heard them that they talk to people while they're not supposed to be on?
Yes.
They listen when you're not supposed to be listening. I mean, I know they're picking up this information as well, but whatever. We're here now.
I hear they talk to each other if you have them close together.
They'll
Like,
communicate.
what did I see that on where they had two together and one of them asked a question and one of them answered and it was like, who the hell was that? And then they started, this is blah blah blah. They started a little argument and at the end of it said something else.
I mean, they turned two of them on and hadn't talked to each other, and they made up their own language. We're talking to each other in like English.
Oh, that was that AI that did that, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
AI.
already happening now, and we have no regulation stopping it. There's going to be a point where we're not in control of it.
So, we have like 5 minutes left, but like, quick like theory, something I always thought was interesting that I've started to like delve into. Like, what if we are already like secretly microchipped because of the fact, you know,
Like at
Facebook.
birth?
You think of something, you're like, damn, I should buy a toaster. Then there's 10 ads for a toaster on Facebook. Right? You don't say it out loud, you don't say it to anybody.
I don't think we're secretly microchipped yet. So for your thought, I think it's much closer to us being. We've given so many points of input. You almost slipped up and out of your face on that one. We've given so many points of hey. So many points of input now that it can predict almost in a clairvoyant style way what we're about to do next.
Mm-hmm.
So when you burn some bread, you put up a picture of your bread being burnt, be like, I'm done with this toaster. You go online to search something, you type in tea, and it's like, did you mean a toaster? Because it's
I've heard
connected
about
to
that.
that. Like, so I think that's much more
I've
likely.
even posted about it.
You haven't posted about it, you're just thinking that?
I heard a guy.
Do you have an exact example of this happening? where
That's
it's not-
happened to me before where I've
Stop.
sat here and I've
Sit.
thought about something like
Thank you.
something ridiculous, like a fucking water park, or something that I have not like personally talked about out loud in a while, or some type of like ad for like a movie I wanted to watch, like an older movie or something, and
Stop.
they come through
Hold on.
with ads that pertain directly to that.
Okay.
But it's
Well-
only on Facebook that I've noticed that.
Well, Facebook is definitely leading the way on trying to predict what people are thinking. And that's where I believe that the CEO of that company gets his confidence on, I used to be human.
He's a lizard now.
Yeah. Now I'm...
He is weird.
Like, as
what's
far
his
as the
name?
people, the craziest part
Mark
is,
Zuckerberg?
I think those people that are so connected to it right now will be the first ones in line to get a chip. Like, they will definitely...
I think so, especially if it's made by
I mean,
Apple.
I have a friend right now that's like, I'll definitely connect to it if they... What, you're telling me there's a way to get more access to the internet, to use it more in my life, to get more advantages from it? Hell yeah, I'm first one. And that's how he talks. And that's kind of what's got me thinking about it a bunch today.
Yeah. I have heard where people talk about where they're like, they're talking about something and like they need something or they're thinking about whatever product, and then next thing you know it starts coming up in their ads more and more, and they're like, I didn't even do anything, like I haven't researched it, but I've only talked about it, and they said
You
that
talking
they
to these, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying, that he was
So
trying to
you're
say that
texting,
that his
talking.
phone was listening to him.
Yeah, of course. Your phone's listening to you.
Yeah,
Everything's listening to us. Blue, you're not my only one. You're just my favorite.
My microphone appreciates that.
Yeah, my boy Blue. Got you in the red.
I never noticed that it says blue on there, but
It does say blue.
Blue mic.
Yeah. I think it's kind of black though. But maybe it identifies as blue.
Well, I mean, just
It's not a blue mic stand.
It's kind of a
that's
teal.
true.
That's more of a bonobo than a chimp. Like if I was gonna be serious about it.
All right. Well, that was a good.
I don't know why I got a
deep
Mexican dog.
conversation.
You know, he's addicted to tacos and cocaine. He's got a nose for it.
Is that why I kind of switches only one?
Yeah. That's him trying to do a stripper wink.
Stripper wink?
Yeah, like give you the old.
Hey,
How you doing? How you doing?
yeah, is that true, Isaac?
You know any good trees around here? Just check.
I see you got dogs. You got any treats for them dogs? All right. Well, thank you again, Dave Merriken, for coming on.
Of course. Couldn't have done it
Thank
without
you,
you.
Ali. And thank you guys for anybody who's listening and whoever, whoever will listen
Say no to the
later
chip.
on. Say no to the chip. Hashtag
That's
no
like
chips.
that's what we talked about for like what 48 minutes.
Well, I thought you were doing a hashtag yes for chips.
I don't know.
I know.
I don't think I gave an opinion about what I would do during this entire thing.
Say what?
I don't think I ever made a statement about.
Well,
what I
you
would
made
do.
it seem like you would, because you talking about nothing about
I
positive
insinuated
points.
a lot of positive
That
points,
is
but I never
true.
admitted to me wanting to actually do one way or the other.
Yeah,
Find
I
out
guess
next
so.
time on the only stream
You know what?
that matters.
We will find out
The
next
stream
time. Next
for
time
the-
you come back on here.
The stream for dreams.
Any shows or anything coming up that you want to talk about?
I'm still doing a lot of open mics. I got to figure out what's happening with my real life, and then I'll get back onto shows. That's how I'm going to state that right now.
Okay, all right. I do have a show coming up January 9th. I'm going to be at Killer Tacos in Denton. I'll be doing 15 minutes.
Support your boy.
15 minutes.
Support him.
And
Need your help.
I will be getting paid for this one as far as I know.
The only mic that matters with Rudy.
Yeah.
Killer's Taco. Wednesday.
Killer Taco. I haven't even been there. I need to go there before. I guess I can be surprised when I get there.
Like instead of every month being truck month, this month could be joke month.
January 9th, man. We're gonna
January's for joke month.
the podcast right before the new year. Happy New Year to everybody who's out there.
Happy New Year. Many blessings to your family and your health.
This is our first New Year's. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a podcast on the New Year's
You should
Day.
do a New Year's podcast. That'd be
Maybe
fun.
I'll see if Ali's okay with it and see if
Get like
anybody
8 or
wants to
9
come
people
on.
in it.
No, I don't do that many people. I've done that before. It was way too many people. Too many people talking.
Like
Nobody
4?
knew what's going on. Huh?
Yeah.
It was like
we went pretty in depth with
10
10 people
people
doing
here.
the chip thing here.
No, I mean,
This
yeah, you can
would've
go in
been-
depth with some people here. I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
come back and talk about it with somebody else here too.
I mean, I'll talk about that more. I have other topics. It's just that one just kind of carries.
Oh no, dude, we'll definitely have you on talk about other stuff because you're a very well-read, well-spoken person.
I try to
You're
be.
fucking smart
It's
as
the-
fuck, man.
Don't tell anybody.
Even though you look like a fucking dumb lumberjack dude from straight out the woods, you're
I'll do it
fucking
again.
smart as fuck.
Dumb lumberjack.
You're smarter than me. That's
Wearing
for
my
sure.
red, white, and blue.
I try to keep up with it. Straight up, man. What is this red, white, and blue?
I did that for the podcast, you know.
Oh,
I
dude.
want to show off the American spirit. Now I'm a full country, no longer just a state.
Oh my goodness. We're not doing that again. We're not doing that again. All right, thank you everybody, and we
Used
will
to be
see,
a county.
I will see if I do a New Year's one. But yeah,
Never
if not,
been a municipality.
if not, Happy New Year's to everybody. Our first
A
New
voting
Year's.
district.
Are you still rambling back there? February will be our.
February.
I think February will
That's
be like
beer
a
month,
special.
right?
It'll be like a special month of our year, 1 year. What do you call that? You've been doing something for a whole year.
Oh, your
Anniversary.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our 1 year anniversary. I'll pick a certain one to do. We'll see because we're coming up on a year on doing a podcast, which I'm very proud
Whoop, whoop.
that I've been maintaining it this whole time, and very thankful for Ali to help me keep this thing going, and we'll be glad to keep more shit coming out. All right.
Deuces.
Bye.